friends, this is Ultraviolet Morgan, and I don't feel so good today. I'm really stuffy. So, what better to do when you feel stuffy than go live, right? I decided I'm not going to take questions. I'm just going to do a short tarot. Pick a deck, and I'm going to do a short reading. Short, because I don't have a lot of time either. All right. So, just this would be good to watch after. This would be a good one. That'll be available for rewatch. And it's just a short daily message. So our first pile that we have is the Thoth deck. Don't be afraid of the Thoth. Oh, I always, for some reason, every time I pick it up, I leave the I grab it with the book and that extra card. I think. All right, this one might be, yep, and that one, right? All right. So, deck 1 is the Thoth. Deck 2 is the beautiful Crystal Visions, which is named after Stevie Nicks song, I believe. So it's inspired by Stevie Nicks, but it has nothing to do with Stevie Nicks other than the name. And it's just a gorgeous deck with a lot of beautiful purples. And then deck 3 is the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Here's the back of that. Whoops. All right, so clearly we have to adjust. This was a little bit impromptu, deciding to just go on and say, hey guys, first I was just going to not even do a reading. I was just going to say, hey, I've been sick. Just want to let you know, I haven't been live because I haven't been feeling so well. And then I thought, what the heck? Let's just do a short daily reading. And I thought, well, we'll do it so everyone can pick. I don't know. Sometimes the message for the collective is kind of like, meh, I don't know. I'll do it on occasion, but pick a card seems pick a deck. So I thought, everyone can pick a deck, right? And those cards do not get read upside down. So everyone can pick a deck. And you've seen the deck's backs. You've seen how they shuffle for the most part. I'm going to flip them over so you can just, if you would like an additional visual object for the choice. Number 1 has Ace of Swords on the bottom. Now I'm going to shuffle these. So this isn't really have anything to do with the card you'll get. It's just to kind of see the art style and have something to select from. And we have Judgment on the bottom of Crystal Visions, and on the bottom of the Nightmare Before Christmas we have the Sun. All right, so I'll give you just a couple of seconds to choose. We'll do that. I'll do a little silence. Okay, I'm going to say that's long enough. So we're going to just go ahead and get into the reading. Short daily read, pile 3, the Thoth deck. The Thoth. So, goddesses and guides, please give me a message for our pile 1, deck 1. Thoth deck is not read upside down. Some people might, but it's never meant to be. And so that's when I will not. If the cards are in reverse, I will put them right back upright. So please give us one short, brief daily message for our pile ones. If you have a question in mind, hopefully you'll find that your reading will answer that question in some way. Or perhaps the reading will give you a message that is your spirit guides, my spirit guides, the collective spirit guides feel is more important or pertinent to you at this time than the question that you had. Sometimes the longest part of the process is shuffling. I do read jumpers most of the time, and so kind of have to wait. I say I read jumpers and the whole deck falls. Okay, we did have one jumper. We're gonna. You have to be patient when you read jumpers, but honestly, I've always been one when I shuffle the cards. I always felt like they needed to be shuffled for quite some time. So there we go, three cards. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. So I noticed some people read jumpers, some didn't. I started kind of paying attention to jumpers, but not reading jumpers exclusively. And then I read a comment. Someone said, I'm a Pisces and we get a lot of jumpers. And I was like, okay. I don't know, that just clicked with me. And ever since then, I've read almost exclusively jumpers to the point where my 7-year-old noticed without me ever saying a thing. So, okay, message of the day for pile one, we have pleasure, the 6 of Cups, 10, satiety, 10 of Cups, which is really good, right? Pleasure and satiety. And 3, we have virtue. So that's really interesting because we have a sense of pleasure and a sense of virtue. And often times, which is 3 of Wands, we think of virtue and pleasure as being sort of at odds, sort of opposites of each other. Like, will I be virtuous or will I enjoy, this pleasure that may or may not be quite so virtuous? This satiety or satiety card, whenever I pull it, it very much reminds me of the cups themselves, as well as just the overall. And I do believe that it's a tree of life, but it very much reminds me of what's the word I want? The word I want is not womb, uterus. It reminds me of the female uterus, which I think we really don't give enough credit to. Yeah, it's a wonderful organ. We all should learn more about our uterus if we should be the type of humans who have them. But I'm gonna say that this is definitely about pleasure, especially female pleasure, and seeing the virtue in the pleasure and the virtue in not going without, especially women do tend to kind of, we give up our own pleasures and our own desires, even our own needs sometimes for others. We prioritize others over our own pleasure. So I think our message here is to enjoy our pleasures, to not put ourselves on the back burner, to show ourselves self-love, especially to pamper our bodies, our womanly bodies. I suppose men could have chosen this too, but it's just given me a very feminine energy with especially with the 2 cups. I'm definitely just feeling like bubble baths, heating pads, things that can, things that we think of to help with cramps, warm beverages. I don't know. Maybe too, because I'm sick, I'm thinking, warm liquids and so on and so forth. But yeah, so first message for our first pile is to put ourselves first as a priority and enjoy the pleasures. Enjoy the pleasures of food, of touch, sensation, music, sound. And to realize that denying ourselves is not a virtue. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have Queen of Swords. Okay. So again, it's giving me that time of month kind of feels, because the Queen of Swords is just, to me, she speaks quite a bit about boundaries. I feel like Queen of Swords in this reading is saying, you know what? Stay away, and no, right? No. She's got that knife. Don't be afraid to say no to other people so you can have time to say yes to yourself. Yeah, but she's a boundary sitter, and she's just like, you know what, stay away from me, leave me alone. This is me time. This is for me now. Okay? You know that you've already done plenty for other people. It's your turn. Okay? Palin, it is your turn today. Do something for yourself. And that's the message for pile 1. If there's messages, hi to whoever's here. I don't have my other phone, my little phone where I keep track of comments, so I can't see them, but I do appreciate them. Be sure to like the video and talk amongst yourselves, or leave messages for me to look at later. That's fine too. What else? Right? That's pile 1. Let's get into pile 2. So if you chose pile 2, this will be your daily reading, and this was the judgment card, was the top card for pile 2. And again, this deck is Crystal Visions. Goddesses and guides, please give us a message. Brief daily message for pile 2. What does pile 2 need to hear? What does pile 2 need to hear? Pile 2, be sure to like this video. It really helps my channel, helps Facebook, YouTube. It helps YouTube. It helps you, because it helps YouTube know what you like. Goddess and guides, please give us a message for pile 2, daily message. Page of Wands. Man, these cards are so beautiful. And today I'm reading on this reading cloth, this lovely reading cloth, which is called a crumpled up pink sheet, which is really soft, that I bought on Amazon. So, let's see. Message for pile 2. What does pile 2 really need to hear right now, today? What does pile 2 need to focus on? My cards are like fanning out in my hand like crazy. Pile 2. These shuffle really nicely. Okay. They're a good size. They're not too big. I do love big cards, but they're a little harder to shuffle. We've got the 6 of Wands and the Page of Wands. So we got that fire energy for the pile 2. Pile 2 is fired up today. 10 of Swords. How about that? Page of Wands, 6 of Wands, 10 of Swords. Wow. This Page of Wands is telling me, look at this. We even have the lion. So we got strong Leo energy. We've got the dragon. Page of Wands is really talking about, not inspiration. What's that word I want? Page of Wands really wants to talk about Oh, yeah. Motivation, inspiration, maybe both of those things. Just that like spark at the beginning of a project or an adventure, or creativity, boldness. Ones tend to be a little, flashy, showy, sparkly, in a good way. Life of the party kind of thing. So the page is like encouraging you to think about your passions, your goals. You don't want to be, putting those off any longer. Today is the day to think about those things. And also your hobbies that fill you with passion and excitement as well. Everything doesn't necessarily have to be goal oriented. It can just be for your enjoyment. Those things are just as important. Especially if you're expressing your creativity. That's really important to express your creativity as an important part of who you are. How far back did my whole first reading not even show the cards? I apologize. Okay. Sorry, guys. And then the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is usually about, victory and being recognized for victory. So your reading is really like saying, what I see here is put yourself out there, be bold, be fearless, be brave. And then the Ten of Swords is kind of like, oof, right? The funny thing is, this reminds me of my sales teacher when I went to college. There's a cat meowing. Kitty. I can hear it. Okay. Who said he wanted us to fail spectacularly. He wanted us to throw ourselves into something, give it our all, and just, hit the wall. So we learn a lot from our failures, okay? So I'm not going to say this automatically means that we're going to fail, but I think it's really saying don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to be brave and to shoot all the way for the moon and the stars beyond. Six of Wands is recognition. And yeah, so pile two. I mean, when you get that creative spark, that inspiration to do something amazing, and everyone's like, oh, you you are, you have like delusions of grandeur, especially if you're a Leo, right? Ugh, God, you think too highly of yourself. You're overly ambitious. People will kind of on you. Forget about it. Go for it. Go for it. Do it spectacularly. Succeed or fail spectacularly. And in fact, our bottom of the deck card is the Ace of Cups. So that's really Ace of Cups card for me is a blessing. It's a card of blessings. Spirituality, creativity, emotion, love, blessings from above, right? So if you're feeling really inspired and creative and blessed, go ahead and do it. Give it your all. Do not be afraid of failing or looking stupid or, whatever. Don't limit yourself because, everyone's telling you, you can't do that. You'll probably do much more than what they would do, even if you fail at it by trying. And, it could even spark the next great thing that ends up working out. So, the focus should be focus on your inspiration, focus on your day to day. Don't focus on the outcome, but focus on whatever the next step is and take that next step. Take each of those steps and just pay attention to the step above, but give it your all. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of don't focus so much on the outcome that you're holding yourself back, you know. I know it's crazy, but especially if you're a fire sign, you know you can do it. You know you can give into it. Give it your all. Right. Pile 3, welcome Pile 3. Please like this video if you haven't so far. Comment if you're watching on a rewatch. Chat in the chat window if you're watching live. Send me all your healing thoughts and prayers, please. I forgot to mention, but I do have, it's not in the description below, but maybe I'll put it there later. If you go to my description of my channel, I do have a couple of ways that you can leave a tip. Let me know if you do such a thing, so I can, say thank you and be aware that that's there. I've got just a little Amazon wish list of some witchy things and some candy bars, just little things. I've got a link to my the place where you send money, PayPal, and also a little buy me a coffee from that website. So anyway, it's new, so I'm kind of trying to remember to throw that out there. All right, for my Pile 3s. Ooh, these want to stick a little bit, right? Okay. What's the message for Pile 3 today? Goddesses and guides. What is our message for our Pile 3, our deck 3? 10 of needles. 2 of needles. 10 of needles and 2 needles. Nope, those cards were sticking together. And we only want 1 card. So put that one right back. And see what message we have. A daily message for Pile 3. What does Pile 3 need to know today? What can they benefit from knowing today? Daily message for Pile 3. Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Hope everyone out there is feeling okay. Hearing all around the world, all around the country, from people that they're sick. A little, I don't know, the summer sick going around. Let's all give each other happy healing energy. 1 more card, please, for Pile 3. For a daily message. Daily quick message. I got, okay, here we go. Queen of Candles. Okay. I do have some groceries coming to me. Lots of fluids for me to drink. So it should be any time. So I definitely want to get this finished up. My tarot friends. 10 of needles. Look at that. They're all sticking together. With the 4 presents underneath. Okay. Huh? Okay. So 10 of needles is about endings. And 4 presents is about holding on to things. So I'm going to say that there's something that you've been holding on to that it's time for you to let go of at this point in time. And then we have the 2 of needles, which can also express a need to make a decision or some type of standstill. You're waiting for... it can be like a tie, like 2 equal powers. They're kind of creating a standoff or a tie. You need like a tiebreaker, or someone has got to give in. I also think of it a lot of times as being about your heart and your mind in conflict, but also in the traditional card where she's blindfolded. I feel like it's important that she's listening to her heart, which is crossed, and her intuition. It makes me think of Luke Skywalker when they blindfold him and have him use the Force, right? So listen to your higher powers. Think about the decision that you need to make to move forward, because I'm definitely getting this kind of like you're holding on to something old and you're staying stuck, and you need to end it. You need to be like sort of brutal, cut it off, be like, no, dog. It's a no for me. Yeah, cut it off. And then we have the Queen of Candles, right? So that's the Queen of Wands. We've got fire, we've got passion, we've got the Queen is. We've also got the Black Cat, right? The Queen is often the witch. She's often seen as a witch. She's got powers. I feel like, whatever you're holding on to that's holding you back is kind of keeping you from your power, from your strong feminine powers, whether you're male or female. There's just something here that needs to end in order for you to be all that you can be. Throughout that old chestnut. Our bottom of the deck card is the card that fell out earlier. They put it back in and said, we just want one card. Didn't want cards that were stuck together. And that is the Death card. So we're talking about a transformation here. We're talking about an absolute end to something that can lead to a decision to move forward in a total transformation. This could be a serious leveling up with the Queen of Candles. The Queen is pretty leveled up. And candles, the wands, the candles, the bright, energetic, spiritual, powerful flame. Yeah. This message is very clear for my pile threes. Whatever baggage is holding you down, like holding you down, holding you back, it's an anchor. It's an anchor. There's an anchor. There's a cord you need to cut. There's something you need to separate from. There's an important decision you need to make. You need to listen to your heart, your soul, and your higher power. Listen to the force, whatever makes sense to you. Your eyes with the Two of Needles can be deceiving you. Your eyes can be deceiving you. Your eyes, as an example, maybe you're in love with a very handsome man, a very good looking man. I actually knew a girl she said he was the best looking guy she'd ever dated. And part of the reason she couldn't let him go was that like she was a beautiful girl, but she felt somehow that he was like the best, and he was not. They had a lot of issues, and it was unhealthy. And she did eventually find someone who was healthy. She's a very happy, healthy romance now. That she let go of what her eyes were telling her was beautiful and delicious. And she went with her heart, and she went with her soul. So that is the message for pile 3. It feels, it has a sense of bleakness to it, to start off with the 10 of Needles, start off with, the 4 presents, which is the 4 of Pentacles, that grasping. And then bottom of the deck energy with the Death card. Nobody likes that, right? But it's really a positive message, because it's saying, like, this is in your control. You can let go of the things that are holding you down and absolutely level up and become a queen, the queen that you are already, but haven't really allowed yourself to express. So thank you, my pal 3. And actually, I still feel just as sick and stuffy as ever, but I feel good. having delivered some messages today. So thank you for being with me, tarot friends. Until next time, be well. And as always, it takes me forever to find the thing. There we go.